Good afternoon, friends, followers, channel members. How are we all today? It's another week. Sorry, no stream yesterday. Busy day. I got the triplets' birthday today, so last night was spent building things, and yesterday daytime was just spent worrying about things we'd forgotten to do. But we are here today. We are, though, on a bit of a short time frame today. I've got 2 hours to get our stream in today, taking us from Milan down to Split. Flight time is about 1 hour, so hopefully less than 2 hours we'll get this stream in. Means we can't spend too long on the ground. The briefs are going to be short, concise and succinct. Hopefully you'll be able to follow through, and then when we are airborne, of course, if you did miss anything during our briefing or misunderstand why we were doing something, then that will be the perfect opportunity to ask questions. But we've got gorgeous weather today. Here in Milan we have clear skies. We've also got some ATC knocking about as well, which is quite nice for this time of day. Operational flight plan pinned into the chat if you're watching on YouTube as per usual. Big shout out to our viewers over on Twitch, and hello of course to our absolutely amazing channel members. Hey Barry, Terry, Elliot, Wally, good to see you guys. Legend Dark Fury is here as well. Zara2411, Harry, good afternoon to you. So yes, we're going to get straight into this. As I say, we've got lots to do and lots to crack on with today. Flyboy John, hey mate, good to see you as well. So, in worrying about the time, I've just remembered I forgot to do something. Let me just sort this out. Whilst I'm doing that, let's oh, excuse me. Let's have a look at our operational flight plan. Now, this is quite nice. It's going to be an interesting flight today. I say that in terms of the sort of payload that we've got, and more importantly the underload that we've got. So normally we'd go through the operational flight plan, we'd have a look, we'd see what we're going to do. Is there anything looking a bit strange on that? Do we need to think about perhaps taking extra fuel? Is the weather ahead rubbish? Is the weather at our destination a bit rubbish? You know, all that kind of stuff. And then we'd balance things up and think accordingly and say, well, all right, we'll take this much extra fuel. Well, this has kind of been dictated to us a little bit today. Now, I do all my sim brief operational flight plans completely randomly, so I don't sort of pre-select anything. I'll let them make it up, so to speak. But we are almost at our maximum landing weight when we get there anyway. The most extra fuel we could throw in is an extra 700 kilograms. Well, we're not going to do that. We are underloaded by 0, so our payload cargo is limited by our maximum 0 fuel weight. So yeah, we are full to the brim. All these people wanting a bit of Croatian sunshine. Although I think it might be raining when we get there, so they're going to be disappointed. So we don't really need to look through the original flight plan with a view to thinking we're going to take a lot of extra fuel for what we're going to need. So that's already been dictated to by us today. So this is a real-world flight that Easyjet do operate, usually in the summer months, though not in the winter months, so you'll not find this flight flying at the moment. Hence, we are using Alpine 34 Alpha Mike as our call sign. So there you are. Total en route time is 1 hour 1 minute. The landing weight you can see is close to maximum landing weight. Another reason why I'm not going to throw any extra fuel in. The alternate is it Zadar, that one? Or Zagreb? I can never remember. There's LDZA and LDZD, isn't there? I always get the two confused. Cruising at flight level 290. Got beautiful tailwind helping us tonight as well, or this afternoon rather as well. So that's good. Expecting 35 left departure. Shear rate is good. 05, so it's the easier approach today. The wind's favouring 05 approach. 5.6 tons is going to be the fuel we're taking. The CNR is 2.6. Christian ZA Zagreb. Thank you, Christian. Yeah, so I'm not going to take any extra fuel just because we probably don't actually need it anyway. You know, the weather, if we come down here, you can see very slight crosswind, 5 knots, that's nothing. And all of the alternates are looking good. It's all Cat 1 stuff, so yeah, it's beautiful. Aviate, good afternoon. So that's fine. We're not going to concern ourselves with that. If we have a look at the forecast as well, the date today, I don't need to check it. I know what date it is. 28th. So 310 at 12. Yeah. So as you can see there. There's just a slight chance of a bit of rain when we get there, but other than that, there's nothing too concerning. Same with any of the alternates either. To be fair, so. This is looking really nice for a flight where we can't really take any extra fuel. This is exactly what we want. That's our flight route. There's a little bit of icing on the arrival. Looking at that, there's the jet stream pushing us down in our favour today. So yeah, looking really really nice. Not quite sure what this is doing. I won't be doing this. We'll be cruising along at 29,000 feet for the entire journey. Okay, so very quickly just been through, had a look at stuff we need for our departure. So jet is parked up here, terminal 2, stand 109, so that's going to be a nice push, and then we'll taxi straight down on Charlie. Well, that's going to be a full length departure here, depending on what intersection data we've got in the EFB. That'll be a full length departure 35. Actually, we're departing 35 left or 35 right. I actually can't remember. I think we might be on 35 left for the departure. Either way, straight down Charlie, isn't it? And then we have got this departure, and the departures here in Milan are always a little bit strange, so because you have the transition. So I'm expecting the Urquhart 7 Alpha transition, which has a maximum speed restriction 220 knots, so I'll just quickly note that down. 210 actually to begin with as well, so we might be looking at a pre-selected speed, but we'll see what characteristic speeds are going to be when we get going. And then I'm expecting this VATSIM 5 X-ray transition as well, taking us to VATSIM, where we'll be given a higher climb. So yeah, pretty straightforward. We know that we've got the Alps in front of us, so that's going to be a little mini threat. 6,000 is MSA, 8,000 outside of this 10-mile distance from the Malpensa VOR. So plenty of things to keep in the back of the mind for the departure to today. All right, let's get on board then. Let's start setting the box up and get going. So hang on, let me just find the jet. There it is, and there's a unmarked 737 in the background there, which is a little bit different. I've not seen one of those on stream before. Excited, hello. So that's quite nice. I just close that down. Close that down. This is Fenix the GSX doing its thing now. So as I say, we're going to be taking the plug fuel, and yeah, let's get on board and start setting up. So at this time of day, as per usual, it's not the first flight of the day, so we're in our turnaround state, and we'll just check the usual stuff. Previous flight crew, we've got nav logo lights on, spoilers, flaps, parking brake, yeah, acupressures in the green. Who let the busker on board? I don't want singing in the background. So we'll get rid of that. Wonderful. Okay, just let's grab the ATIS then, which I'm not going to faff around with the radios. Like I say, we are a little bit short on time today, so let me just grab the ATIS information from VATSIM. Yep, we do have ATC today. So just before we go, Doors Manual, mate, thank you so much for your £5 super chat, kicking off our stream today. Says keep up the great work. Doors Manual, great that you're able to join us. Thank you so much for supporting us as well. Doors Manual, I love the username as well. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that so much. So yeah, just confirming, we do have departure 35 left. That is fine. So we've got all winds 220 at 6, varying 180-260. So I'm just scribbling this stuff down. Cal OK, 9 degrees. QNH is 9 and 9 are 5 hectopascals, and that is information November. So we'll use that to give them a call in a moment. Wonderful. So we've got all that stuff. Let's go and check stuff. So pumps are off, APU is off, packs are off, we're on external power. Let's come down here. So 9 and 5 hectopascals. Yep, audio control panel. Are we on 121.5? 5. We will be in a moment. There we are. Swap that over and let's listen to that. Start boarding as well. So audio control panels all set, switching, thrust, levers, engine master mode select, all that stuff, gravity gear extension, all that rubbish. That's fine. Get the constraints on. I think our initial climb is going to be 6,000 feet, so I'll just pre-select that now on the FCU. We'll see what ATC tells us in a moment. Company message. So we've got our preliminary flight load sheet there, so that's fine. Right, let's just set up the box a little bit, and then what I am going to do, because there's different departures and transitions we can get here, rather than setting things up and getting the ATC request, I'm going to get ATC request first. So just check we've got our 3 nav greens, which we do. Aircraft status, CFM engines, valid AirX cycle. Ooh, last day tomorrow, so worth making a bit of a mental note on that we'll need to update it. Let's do our init request then, and now we'll contact the tower, which is 128.350. Malpensa Tower, good afternoon, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, stand 109, type A320, requesting IFR clearance as filed to split, and we have information November.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, information November, cleared to Split Castilla Airport, Irked 7 Alpha departure, Vacon 5 X-ray transition, departure runway 35 left, initial climb 5,000 feet, FOC code 5,000, correction, 1,000.
Cleared fine departure 35 left, Irked 7 Alpha departure, VATSIM 5 X-ray transition, initial climb 5,000 feet and squawk 1,000. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Malpensa Tower retake is correct. Let me know when you're ready for push and start.
We'll go Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, thanks. Excellent, that is precisely what we wanted. So now we've got all that, let's go set everything up. They did change the departure, so it's now initial climb 5,000, so we'll select that. Okay, let's crack on with the setting up the rest of the box then, shall we? Let's grab the operational flight plan, we'll pop that over here, and oops, where have you gone? Let's put that over there. Off-world, what's the name of the stretch of water we're going to be flying over? It's the Adriatic Sea, isn't it, I think? Excited, really glad you like watching the YouTube videos, etc. Great that you're able to catch a live stream today with us as well. So, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, cost index 4 of course, ground temperature is 9 degrees. I'll just bung in 36,000 feet as the tropo. It's 21 feet off, who cares? Wind, put that in as well, get that. So I am going to rush through this a little bit today just because we are constrained for time, but if there is anything that you're wondering what on earth am I doing, why am I doing it, then feel free to ask once we're airborne. So just checking the ARS 45, 387 north and 843.5 east for the coordinates, stand 109 today. Yeah, that's close enough for jazz. So let's pop the cruising altitude today, which is 290, and that's got a temperature of minus 43. Alright, so our flight plan, which we'll just pop in then, so departing 35 left, Irked 7 Alpha.
Thank you.
Of course, if anyone does have any questions, I'm sure those wonderful people watching in the chat will also be happy to help answer those questions as well. And the VATSIM 5 X-ray transition over there on the right, get those in. And then in Split, we are arriving on the ILS 05 Zulu approach, Sal 1 Zulu arrival.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
What's the VIA for that? I've got no idea. What is the VIA? So, Sal, is it Chemix? Chemix looks good actually, looking at that. Where is Chemix? Yep, that looks fine. Yeah, Dan, I do wish GXX would update that so that maybe just play a different one every, you know, few flights. It would be nice. Right, a distance of 402 miles. Oh wow, look at that. 402 miles and 402 miles. Never happens. So that's lovely. Okay, RadNav page, Navigate we've got here. We've got the Malpensa VOL, Mike Papa. We've also got the SRN, which will hard tune as well. 12 miles out. Yep. Okay, let's do our init B page. We need our load sheet for that. Preliminary load sheet then has a 0 fuel of 61 dead. I'm going to go 61.1. C of G instead of 1.5. Fuel for the alternate is, let's call that 1.5. Actually no, let's call it 1.6 because it was just over 1.5, wasn't it? Round that up just in case. Alright, fuel planning. We are taking plug fuel today, which was close to 5.6 tons. No extra. It says it wants 5.8 tons. I'm not going to be too worried about that. Bear in mind we've thrown 1.6 tons into the computer for the alternate fuel. So even though it says -2 and no extra time, we know that already. So I'm not going to be too concerned about that. So takeoff weight is 66.5. Accept that. I was seeing the shadows of the people getting on here. Yeah, there you go. Just see that in the I'm wondering what's casting the shadow in the corner of my eye. The passengers getting on. Alright, that's fine. Let's have a look at the takeoff performance then. So Infinite says, nice to enjoy one of your flights live for once, home from work ill. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. Well, I hope you're not feeling too bad. Give you something to do, hopefully, this for the next couple of hours. Right, we're departing 35 floater is indeed dry. Flaps 1, no need to force toga. Anti-ice can be off. Packs will be off. Takeoff is 665. C of G is 30. Bang on. Sync live weather. Right, intersection data. Oh, looks like we're going full length because we've got no choice. So that gives us, it's a massive runway here and it's dry, so flaps 1, you can see we've got massive V speeds, 151, 151, 152. So let's get those in. 151, 151, 152. We are going to use a lot of runway for this departure. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. Yes, it's going to be flaps 1, flexing at 56. And clean is 218 with a max speed then of 220 on departure. So we'll probably end up doing then is we can actually just leave this in managed speed because we've got managed 210 here and 220 around the corner, so we'll just leave it in managed speed. It's only a couple of knots off, isn't it? No point reducing it to 18. Alright, good. So that's all fine. Let's have a look then at the engine out stuff. Now, the engine out procedure here is an absolute pain. So, thrust reduction acceleration is 2305. Let's update that in the box. 2305. 2305. And engine out 2305 as well. Okay, and look at this engine out procedure that we're going to have to pop in there now. So, that's going to be all good fun. So, let's go to the secondary flight plan. Copy that. Alright, so it's a non-standard engine out procedure. 8 miles from the Malpensa VOR, we need to turn right. So first of all, we need to create a waypoint 8 miles out on the departure. Oh, who's that? Hello?
Hi, Captain. All passengers are now on board.
Excellent, thank you.
No problem.
So, yes, let's just create the first waypoint, place bearing distance 01. So, what am I doing? Malpensa VOR, which is Mike, Papa. And we're departing on a track of 346, so straight out on runway heading, and that's at 8 miles DME. So, pop that in just there. We then need to create a waypoint where the 120 radial from Malpensa VOR intersects the 330 radial from Sierra November Romeo or Sierra Romeo November. That's a bit ambiguous, isn't it? Which one is it? SRN. That's a bit strange. Basically, it wants us to fly out for 8 miles, turn right heading 120, and then track towards SRN. So we're going to create a waypoint somewhere around here. In order to do that, then, we need to create a waypoint. Let's just call it eFail. And that is going to be based off that first waypoint we created, place bearing distance 01 and a heading of 120. And oh, I didn't mean to do that. Change the name of the waypoint. There we go. Place bearing distance 01. Why is my button not working there? There we go. 120. And we then need to create that waypoint where it intersects Sierra Romeo November 330. So that's going to create a waypoint called eFail somewhere in space over here. So pop that in. We'll go back to our secondary flight plan. We can now pop that in. Oh, why is it not in it? Oh, what a pain. One, 2, 0, and Sierra Romeo November 330. Need to just double check that. 330. Yeah, that's right. Pop that in there. Pop that in there. Store that. Secondary flight plan. Right. Haven't got time for this rubbish today. There we go. And then we just need to fly direct to Sierra Romeo November. So. Pop that in there. Enter the hold. Inbound course 125. Maybe I didn't store it, Christian. Maybe I skipped a step. Right turns. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. We can, if something goes wrong, we can sort it out in the hold, can't we? But let's just check what that actually looks like. So yeah, that should have us actually flying straight out on a runway heading. Heading to place bearing distance 01, right hand turn, and then tracking towards that that waypoint to enter the hold. Okay, it's there and it keeps us away from the terrain. Wonderful. Alright, everything done. We've already contacted ATC. That's sorted. So let's get the EPU fired up. So we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to quickly brief this departure. So, starting with the weather here, winds 2206, so light wind from the left as we're departing, bearing 180260, cav okay, weather en route is okay, might have a little bit of icing needed on the way down into Split. Type A320, only thing not serviceable is the weather radar, no terms for our departure, threats to be aware of, terrain, yep, we've already spoke about that. Also worth doing at this departure. If I go to the fix info page, Mike Papa, that's the Malpensa one, of course, and just pop in a radial of 10 miles. So inside this circle then on the navigation display, MSA is 6,000 feet. Outside of that, it is going to be, what have I done there? Oh, I know what I've done there. I'll put it in the radial page instead of the radius page. That's better. Yeah, so 6,000 feet inside there, and outside of that it's going to be 8,000 feet as we fly. So yeah, we've got terrain to the north of us basically. If we end up having to fly in Cessna mode, fly south, and that will keep us safe. So the taxi, etc., and what we're going to do, what we're going to expect. ATC, we're going to push back, and taxi presumably will push back left or right. We'll taxi down on Charlie. We need a full length departure today, so that's going to be Golf Echo. The departure is going to be straight out, and then we have a left-hand turn at 1,200 feet, max speed 210. We'll leave it all in managed mode for the speed, so autopilot can take care of that. And as it will clean up, and we can clean up on schedule. Auto thrust will, of course, keep us within the max speed of 220. Yeah. Auto manage mode for all of this. It's a noise abatement 2 departure. Initial climb is 5,000 feet with that first turn immediately to the left, followed by a turn to the right. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet, and yeah, after that, MSA 6,000 to begin with, 8,000 as we get to the Serrano VOR, and then obviously we're into the grid motors. But yeah, we've got VMC conditions today, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Christian, yeah, let's just make the first waypoint, then the second flight plan a flyover waypoint, which we can do, of course. So that's now done. Right, I think that's pretty much it. We've got everyone on board. APU is up and started. We've got a company message. Let's just check we've got no LMCs before we close the doors and get going. So if we wait to takeoff weight 66 dead on. We've planned for 66.5, so that's going to be alright. And 30 zero fuel takeoff weight, center of gravity is fine. Okay, so everything we've got there is valid. Christian, good afternoon to you. Great, I think we are about ready to go. APU is up and running, so let's get those turned back on. That can come off. Seatbelt signs can come on. That can come on because the APU has been running for long enough. And let's get GSX into position. Whilst I'm doing that, then let's do the cockpit preparation checklist. Fuel. Aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is 5580 kilograms. Checked. Balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. It is 3.5 green. QNH is 909.5 hectopascals, and that's 740 feet. Good. Check to see if ATC is still knocking about. Which they are. Malpensa Tower, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, stand 109 is ready for push and start.
We are ready for pushback.
Readability 0, just static.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Malpensa Tower, sorry. Push and start approved facing west. Expect taxi via Charlie.
Push and start approve. Pushback facing west and expecting Charlie taxi. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Boeing 17 Delta, start 224, ready for engine startup.
Boeing 17 Delta, maintains the ground. Startup is approved.
Roger, startup approved, Boeing 17 Delta.
Locking gear.
Okay, so the before start checklist, parking brake is on, takeoff data has been confirmed, windows are closed, EFB is on flight mode, doors closed and armed beacon light is on.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes released.
Doors.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
I had a sneaky suspicion that Boeing aircraft might be Dark Fury, Christian. Right, back we go. Engine mode selected to ignition. Nodal steering is disconnected. Start the timer and engine mode. Engine 1 start. Whilst that's happening, I'll just tune the departure frequency 12675. So that's done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket, showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits.
Oh, Christian, we just got the wrong engine out procedure in there.
And 2 at the front of the
Oh,
cabin.
oh, it is.
Floor lighting will guide you to an
I suppose that
exit.
would make sense, wouldn't it?
Please be
Why would
aware
we want
that
to
your
turn
nearest
right?
exit may be behind you.
Okay, that's a lot easier. We can do this on the fly. Let me. Let's do that.
Seatbelt is fastened,
Copy the active.
adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we
3 mile
recommend
DME,
that
left turn
you
knee lap.
fasten.
Fine.
If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If you land
Set
on
parking
board,
brakes.
take the life jacket
Parking brakes
off
set.
your
Engine
seat.
1's happy starting engine 2.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate.
Why did no one notice that at the start?
When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table
Right, there we go.
is
Engine out
shown,
procedure
arms
correctly
down,
entered.
Window blinds open and seatbelt fastened. We wish you
Unlocking gear.
Easyjet.
Taxiing straight down there on Charlie. Dark Fury's going to sneak out ahead of me, isn't he? Where's Nick?
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Boeing 17 Delta.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
There he is.
Boeing 17 Delta, maintains tower. Taxi holding point Golf Echo, runway 35 left, via Charlie. QNH 985.
Engine 2 is available. So engine mode
Taxi,
selected
hard point
to
Golf Echo 35 left via Charlie. QNH
normal.
995,
Come
Boeing
off, that
17
go
Delta.
off. Anti-ice not required. On the spoilers, 0 the rudder, flaps 1. And trim was nice and easy today. It's bang on 30. And the after start checklist. Anti-ice is off. Ecam status. Just check that's PAX. Yep, is checked. Pitch trim's 30%. Rudder is neutral. Tower Alpine 34 Alpha Mike is ready for taxi, and we require full length, please.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, maintains tower. Taxi to holding point Golf Echo, runway 35 left, via Charlie. Follow the Boeing in front of you.
Do I have to? Taxi, hold short, Golf Echo 35 left via Charlie, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Follow the Boeing.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Alpine Tower, sorry, QNH 995.
QNH 995, thanks, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. How dare we have to follow the Boeing? Okay, quick ped check, no change to our performance, no LMCs or anything like that. Apart from the engine out procedure. Engine out procedure is now, it's still non-standard. Straight out 3 miles from the Mile Pennsylvania wire. It's a left-hand turn to Neelab, where we'll enter the hold and climb 6,000. Just get through this turn and then what's she want? Hello?
Hi, Captain. The cabin is secured for takeoff.
Thank you.
I'll get the crew seated and secured as soon as you give us the word.
Alright, thanks. No, Alex, that's definitely not me then. Yeah, just got an interrupt there. So yeah, no change to the performance. Engine out procedure is covered. We know what we're doing there. Departure is Urquhart 7 Alpha, straight out with a left turn at 1,200 feet, followed by a right turn, leaving it all in managed mode for the departure. And noise abatement 2. Our initial climb is 5,000. Right, where's my checklist gone? Taxi checklist. Flight control, so yeah, we need to do that. We can do this on the long straight bit, can't we? So I'll go full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral rudder, full right, rudder, full left, neutral. So, taxi checklist, flight controls have been checked, flap settings, config 1, FMA, climbing up blue, 152, 5,000 blue, radar and predictive wind shear are on, ECAM memo, just waiting for the cabin crew, EFB is stowed, throw that one away and disconnect this one. So just wait for the cabin crew. Oh, I need to fix that. Master caution, cancel master caution, clear ECAM, disregard. It is his first time in the chat here. What joystick would I recommend for a beginner? It doesn't have a lot to put it, about £100. It depends what kind of aircraft you want to fly, I guess. If you're more of a Boeing aircraft, then you want a yoke. If you want to fly sort of some of the small GA ones, which use the side stick, same as the Airbus, then you can get just for £100 you can get a decent, a decent side stick. I can't remember what the Thrustmaster TCA side stick is, but you know that's pretty good. Chris Hogg, good afternoon. How are you doing? Great to see you. Andy, ever flown from or to Tromsø? Yes, I think we have a couple of times. Someone asked a little bit earlier on the chat as well, where's the scenery from? This is freeware scenery for Milan's Malpensa, available from flightsim.to. You know, for freeware, again, it's really good and far better than default. How long till school pick up? Oh my god. About 1 hour 10 minutes. Flight time 1 hour 1 minute. Ooh. I can't be late to pick all the kids up on their birthday, can I? That would just be wrong. Come on, Dark. Pedal to the metal. Speed up. Aviate says couriers have a good deal on the honeycomb yoke right now. It's a yoke, I wouldn't know, Aviate. Yeah. And here I always thought Boeings were fast. I'll do my brake check before I hit you then, Dark. Yep, my brakes work. Uh, 34M, yeah, eBay is absolutely a great place to look. Especially this time of year with Christmas coming up.
Boeing 17 Delta, Malpensa Tower, wind is 250 degrees, 6 knots, runway 35 left, clear for takeoff.
We're clear for takeoff, 35 left, but 17 Delta.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, Malpensa Tower, after departing traffic. Line up and wait, runway 35 left, after.
Behind departing 737 traffic, line up and wait, runway 35 left behind. Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike. Sweden, why are you telling me to slow down? What's the maximum taxi speed in a straight line? Oh, look at that view of the Alps. Snow-covered Alps. Oh, look at that. I think he's gone for a rolling takeoff. Cabin crew seats for takeoff. Approach path is clear.
Boeing 17 Delta, Malpensa Tower. You're identified, contact Milan, frequency 126.75, ciao.
126.75, thanks for the service, Boeing 710.
Takeoff checklist. So, cabin is secured. Takeoff runway full and 35 left. Packs. I'll do those in a second. God, it's a wide runway, this, isn't it? TCAS TRA packs 1, 2 are off. Hey Kevin, good afternoon. Banana is pack 2 also off. Yes, packs off takeoff. Now, is ATC going to make us wait 4 minutes? Or just the 2? Let's wait and see.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, Malpensa Tower, wind is 250 degrees, 6 knots, runway 35 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, 35 left, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike. Let's go, takeoff. Start chrono. Engine stable, set takeoff thrust, man flags SRS, runway ultra thrust blue. Takeoff thrust is set. And watch this for a long takeoff roll. It's V1, 135, 151 was it? Something like that. 151. You eat up a lot of runway here. And rotate, we will rotate.
Alpine take for Alpha Mike, Malpensa Tower identified. Contact Milano, frequency 126.175, ciao.
Over to Milan, radar, thank you, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, bye. Okay, autopilot 1 is engaged. Let it take care of that. Milan radar, good afternoon, Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike, passing 2,000, 5,000, 4, 5,000, good 7 Alpha.
Buongiorno, Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike, Milano radar contact, climb, flight level 170 initially, right direct Otpec.
Right turn direct Otpec and climb 170, Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike. Ooh, that's jumped a bit. 170. And we want a direct to Beck. I'm going to get an ECAM ding in a minute. There we go. So, flap 0 spoilers disarmed. And 170 blue. I'd love to know who flies out of this little airfield here. I'm presuming it's a private one, I don't know it, but it's right on the departure or approach path to one of Italy's busiest airports. Chris, oh not good you got COVID. Oh no, mate, I hope it's not I hope it's not holding you back and making you feel too rubbish. Views today. Cabin crew release. Turn the lights off, don't need those now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are.
Alpha says there's a flight school there and they also make helis. Oh right, okay, fair enough. I just thought it was always very strange. It's a very strange sort of place for an airfield. Ryan, you've been at Heathrow covering the Virgin Zero sustainability flight to New York. Oh, discuss. Is that a step closer to the future? I wonder how expensive that fuel is. Right, passing 10,000 feet, so airports on the EFIS, RABNAV page can now be cleared out. And of course we can get rid of the engine out procedure because, well, that would be turning us completely the wrong way now. Cost index of 0, and we'll also just check progress page 290 is going to be absolutely fine. Lovely. So yeah, that's the gorgeous view you get sat at the left-hand side, looking at all the Alps. 34 used cooking oil today. Used cooking oil and lots of other bits and pieces. Yeah. Nolex, was it Greta approved? Who knows? Noisy Twit says the BBC reported earlier that the fuel was £1 million pricier than normal fuel. Get out. Really? £1 million?
Spike 17 Delta, non Federati sia available, frizioni con 122.8, ciao.
That's ridiculous.
122.8,
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. 190 blue. I love the mini FCU. A little twist and we're done. Ryan Richard Branson was on board, was he? 34, I bet it smells amazing. A bit like a flying chip shop. Oh, you got to hope there's fish and chips, right? Yeah, that would be amazing. Adrian, sadly not. Not a cloud in the sky. Is live weather broken, or is it just this good? See, when it is like this, you get brilliant views.
Enjoy.
Over to Unicom, thanks so much for the service, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike. Bye bye.
Ciao.
Unicom it is. Right, with no further ATC, then let's do our own climb. So we'll continue our climb, flight level 290. There we go, 290 blue. Banana will ever fly from Linate. I've done Linate quite a bit, Banana, yes. I've got good scenery for that as well. I think that also might be freeware. I honestly can't recall. What's going on here? Looks like someone's built a big swimming pool or something. Chris Hogg! Oh, Chris, long-time supporter of the channel, good friend of the channel. Chris, thank you so much for your very kind £4 super chat. And Chris, I know, feeling under the weather as well, Chris. So, well, I'm really glad that hopefully we've given you something to do this this afternoon. Very kind of you to continue to support us, Chris. Thank you so much. And I do hope you are feeling better soon and that it's not affecting you too much. So, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Dark Fury says that is a nice white square of scenery. I know. Did you have that? Obviously, you're flying ahead of me, so I don't know if you've got it. I'm quite sure what's happening there. Fruit Bat said it's localized snow. Right, well that's it. On our way to Split. I should say it's a pretty short flight. I'm looking at the time that it's telling me I'm going to get there. Oh god, that's no good. That's no good. I need to get that down. We may have to contact Ops and ask to burn extra fuel because I need to get there faster. So what we might do, see, we've got a nice tailwind helping us there. Let's have a look. Operational flight plan. Where are we? We're our inbound Octec at the moment. So what are the winds doing there? Let's see. Oh, so the next waypoint would be Chi. Flight level. Oh, okay. If we can get higher up, the winds are even stronger there. So let's, nearly 10 knots stronger. Let's go flight level 310 instead. So let's go for it. Flight level 310 blue. And yes, it might be a cost index 50 situation. I will, Chris. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate that. The Jetstream Designs Linate is beautiful. It is. I just can't believe how green that airport is. It's the greenest airport ever. Not in terms of not in terms of the environment, more in terms of the colour. There, Henry, that is exactly it. Fasten your seatbelts because I've got to pick the kids up in an hour. Who's that? Boeing 17 Delta, contact me. I can't. Just why? Dark Fury, what are you playing at? AK-79, just treated myself for Christmas to the CP Flight CDU radio panels and the MCP for the 737. Fantastic. Don't tell the missus. Yeah, well, what I'm going to do, Doc, is I'm going to maintain, I think, flight 130, and I am going to speed up. So, let's see what happens. I mean, Doc, you could speed up, Doc. You're a fast aircraft. All I'm doing is I'm just watching this number here. So we'll get up, and then we'll put our foot down and burn some virtual fuel. But I think we'll end up flying something like Mach 0.8. Just told Dark in a message as well. I mean, he's quite how far away is he ahead of us? He's 20 miles ahead. So hopefully, I don't think there'll be a conflict. In fact, is that him? Could be. That's Dark Fury's chemtrails spreading now all over Italy. What I might do is I might let Dark climb even higher if he wants to go to 330, and then see what his tailwind is. Get some pilot reports. See, look at this. We've got a tailwind at the moment of 72, which is wonderful. Andy J says he's spraying mind-controlled chemicals. Yeah, those chemicals try to convince everyone that Boeing's better. So whilst we're in the climb, thank you so much for being here, guys. If you haven't done so already, please do consider hitting that like button for me. It does make a difference. It really, really does. So thank you everyone that's done that already. Christian, it's probably just a fuel leak. This might be one of those streams where we literally touch down and then I abandon ship, so to speak. You won't get to see the taxi in, you'll get to see the landing, and then that's it, me done. As I leg it up the road. Because I do walk to school, most of the time I'm running because I'm late. It makes no sense to drive because that would be even slower. For those of you that have been involved with school runs and pickups, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Just have a look at the flight route as well, just to see if there's anything else we can do to cut a bit of time off on this. I mean, what we might do is not going to save a lot of time, but what we could end up doing is from, say, the Chi VOR, we could go just direct south. That might work for us. Chi direct south. In fact, should we just go direct split now? That might be a plan. Andy J. Oh, you're a taxi driver, Andy. You purposefully avoid school times when you're working. Absolutely right. It's a blooming nightmare. I wouldn't mind, but most of the parents going to pick their kids up are still living within walking distance. It's just laziness. Both Kevin and Alex saying that's basically what Dark does, just direct to destination, GPS point to point. XP597, I have no knowledge of the 747, I'm afraid. As for the IRS not aligning, I don't know how long it's meant to take in the 747. 8 minutes, 8-9 minutes, sometimes about right. 10 minutes maybe, depending on where you are, latitude and longitude wise. Dark doesn't go direct to destination, he goes direct to gate. That's slightly different. Throwback's soon to be old enough to walk themselves. Well, to be fair, one of them can, we just don't let him. There's a very busy main road that he has to cross. Well, no, it's not a busy main road, it is only busy at school pickup time. Right, Dark, I can't actually remember your call sign. What is it? Let's be official about this. And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike to Boeing 17 Delta. Can I get a ride report on your tailwind speed, please, at 50330?
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, wind currently at flight level 330 is 270 at 73 Boeing Delta.
Roger, thank you. In that case, we're going to stay where we are. We've got a higher tailwind, so we'll remain at 310, which means I just need to update this here. So 310, that puts us in Mach Alt Cruise. Set that to below. We'll do a fuel check as well in a moment, and I am going to pull speed, and we are going to wind that up to Mach point 8. Let's let that speed increase and hopefully our trip time go down. So there we go. Alright. SD check. Good. Good. Fuel use 1720. What did we take? 5.6 tons. Yeah, that adds up. No fuel leaks. Warm enough in the cabin. All systems normal. Lovely. So what we'll do at Chi is we'll do a fuel check at Chi, and it should be, let's have a look, where are we, a couple of 100 kilograms extra on top at Chioggia. How are we saying this? Chioggia, I'm sure isn't far off. It should be about 3.7, 3.8 tons of fuel. 3.8 now, so another 100 kilograms burnt in the next 30 miles. We are speeding up though. Right, well, that's what I want to see. Time slowly dropping down. Christian, if we start the APU now, we'll lose more weight and be able to get a slightly faster approach. Reza, I don't know how long it takes. I think everyone, they're just working through the backers sort of as they got to them. So yeah, pretty much just Fruitbat's just also alluded to. So Dark Fury also doing Mach 0.8, which is looking good then. The spacing between us is about 12.5 miles, which will be perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, hello from the flight deck. Apologies we didn't make the departure PA. We were in a little bit of a rush to get going. But we're now at our cruise level, cruising along at 31,000 feet. We're running about 5 minutes behind schedule, but we're looking to try and make up the time en route. The weather ahead of us is looking good with small rain patches in Split, but hopefully they should clear up by the time we get there. In the meantime, the cabin crew will now make their way around with their service where they'll be supplying you with drinks and food. So sit back, enjoy the flight, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Italian coastline will be disappearing beneath us momentarily. Christian, do they make the units by hand? From what I've seen of their sort of back scenes production pictures, they do have a lot of workers working and assembling them, so potentially, yeah. I mean, it is completely beyond my sort of expertise and comprehension how much it would cost to set up machinery designed to make these kinds of things. I wouldn't have a clue, I'm afraid, but I would imagine that would be expensive. Doji, how does the Phoenix compare to the fly-by-wire? The Phoenix is, you know, my stock answer. If you like the fly-by-wire aircraft, you would absolutely love the Phoenix aircraft because you've just got that more completed. Roger, we'll report when passing. We are currently in Mach 0.8 and we have you on TCAS at around 9 miles in trail of you.
Roger, do you intend to follow the path, or are you taking a direct?
We are going to shortcut, and we are going to now take a direct to Sierra Alpha Lima.
Roger, we'll keep an eye on just for TCAS and separation, and we're going to set out by level 310 to maintain decent cruise speed, both
Roger, thanks, and apologies for doing a nick. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Back to Vic, you go, for
We will have to do that. First of all, though, we've got a Santa flight to organise. Looking forward to that. I mean, with the headwind A330, you find it very hard to turn. Yes, you've got to sort of turn, sort of full deflection, nice and steady. And with that, keep it. You've got to bear in mind that the wheel doesn't turn instantly. It takes a while for it to turn, and then when you recenter sort of the tiller, the virtual tiller, whatever you're using, when you let go of it, it recenters. It takes a while for that to return back to the centre as well. So you've always got to preempt your turns there. Zachary, you are on Twitch. Yes, we are also streaming on YouTube as well, so which is we're actually a little bit the channel's bigger on YouTube, to be honest. But we know viewers also like to watch on Twitch as well, which is why we stream to both. But yes, the messages that you're not seeing are from those watching on YouTube. That's so you're not missing anything, so to speak. It's not on Discord or anything like that. Right, well, this is looking much better. 1508. That means if I land at Split and get to the gates the same way Dark Fury did last time we went there, then I should have no problems. Dark Santa Flight, I hope it's on your day off. You'll have to let me know when your day off is. Henry, do we have a Paywall airport for Split? Yes. Yes, I do. Adriatic Centre was on earlier on. I think they've gone offline now, sadly. Oh, we can see Dark Fury over there. Leaving a nice long chemtrail. Hey, back here's 173. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Okay, so top of descent, I mean, it's not one flight, so top of descent is probably about, yeah, it's only about 80 miles away, so let's start looking at the arrival stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Let's grab some information. First thing we're going to do is get the weather, which we can use the, we can use this for that, can't we? Let's get the arrival weather, there we are, so... Variable 2 knots, so, and visibility 10 kilometers or more, few clouds, 1,200 feet, broken, 5,000 feet, temperature is 10 degrees, that's not very warm either, is it? And QNH is 993 hectopascals, no significant changes planned. Wonderful, well that means we'll be doing that approach. Runway, we'll stick with runway 05 for the approach. Works nicely. Let's have a look at the charts. Set the box up. And then we'll go. Fruitbat, oh mate, thank you so much. Gifting 5 Easyjet Sim Pilot channel memberships. Welcome to Andy J, Vincent, Elvis, who is now in the building, Chris and Richard. Thank you so much, Fruitbat. You guys now channel members, courtesy of Fruitbat's generosity. And make sure if you're on Discord, you get into the members lounge and check out our members only streams as well. So let us continue. So we're going to arrive at Sal or Sally. That is a it is a nave, so we can pop that in. What we might do then, just to speed things up a little bit, is instead of flying 619, Walkov, 622 and Chemix, then we can probably just go direct Chemix 3,000 feet. And that would work for us. I don't see any reason why that shouldn't be the case. Chemix then, so if we are green dot shortly after 619, starting to slow down, and then 3,000 feet, flaps 1 at Chemix. Well, no, actually we can go flaps 1 shortly after Chemix, depending on our altitude. Yeah, 3,000 feet Chemix, flaps 1, that gives us time to slow down. Flaps 2, then as we get the glide, it's a normal 3-degree glide. That's all normal. The most abnormal thing about this actually is actually the missed approach. We'll speak about that in a few minutes. What we've got, the visual minimums, they're fine, the weather's fine, so we're legal to start the approach. There's a VOR to the south of the field, split VOR, so we get that in as well. ILS approach mode to be armed immediately after 401. That is just here, so that is that's fine. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Gust, wind shear and turbulence can be expected on final approach to climate runway 05 conditions with a strong northeast. Okay, we've not got that, so hopefully we're not going to have to contend with any of those today. We're going to have to backtrack. Well, if I sadly can't, don't have time for the full arrival, turn around and back. I mean, get off at Bravo. Maybe able to turn and get off at Bravo. We shall see. Okay, let's set up the box and then brief the approach. So just checking down the flight plan, check the speeds that we've got entered here. So I'm thinking, because we are going to do that direct, then at 6 Chemix it needs to be speed, let's call that speed let's call it 200. That's enough to start being able to configure then. So I'll just pop that in there. Radnav page, we've got SPL. That's already been auto-tuned, but we'll hard-tune it as well. We've got the SAL NDB. Get that in as well in case for whatever reason we need some raw data. LDSP05 is our runway. Cost index is 0. That actually doesn't really matter too much because we're not in managed mode, but I'll set that to 4. Next phase, QNH is 993 hectopascals with a temperature of 10 degrees. Winds were variable 2 knots, so 050 at 2. Transition altitude here is 10,000 feet. Minimums, I didn't get those off the chart. What were the minimums? 440. And I will do a config full landing today. The idea is slightly slower VAP. We might be able to get off and taxi into Bravo. How long is the runway actually split? It's not going to be the longest one in the world, is it? 2.5. Flaps full. Flaps 3 would have worked, but no. We'll go flaps. We'll go flaps full. See if we can get off at Bravo and auto brake low for that. Well, so we'll be flying to split down the middle. I won't be doing the nice RNAV approach, I'm afraid. The RNAV visual approach, because the winds are not really the right way for that. Hey, Delta Tango! It has been a while. But yeah, you've caught us live again. Fantastic. Thanks for being here. That sun's starting to get a bit low in the sky over here now, isn't it? Just see it starting to drop. Winter months. Pack Andrew, good afternoon. Aldrich, do I fly in virtual Easyjet? No, I don't. No. Alright then, so let's do our brief. So we've gone through the weather. We've got light variable winds. Ceiling visibility is 10 kilometers or more. We've got a few clouds, 1,200 broken, 5,000. QNH is 993. Aircraft is still all working. Nothing's broken. No NOTAMs that are going to affect our arrival. Threats to be aware of is the terrain at the end of the airport. I've not gone over the missed approach. I will do that in a moment. But that is our biggest threat. MSA is 5,000 feet. And most of you are familiar with Split. Basically, we have terrain immediately to the north of the airfield and to the northeast and east. So that is something we don't want to fly into. Particularly think of something like a losing an engine on the go-around. That could be, you know, it would be fine because we'd make the turn to get away from it. But you know, it's would affect our climb out performance, wouldn't it? So stuff like that. That is some sort of threat if the worst should happen. So let's brief thoroughly how we're going to fly and then what we're going to do with the missed approach. So the plan will be SAL direct to 619, 619 direct Chemix then after that it goes to 401 where we've got the approach armed, platform altitude 2,800 feet. We want to be green dot at Chemix, leaving Chemix it's going to be flaps 1, flaps 2 then with the glide slope after 401, normal 3-degree glide. We've got Pappies as well to aid us. We should have nice VMC conditions down there as well. It's no longer raining, that's cleared up, so that's good. And we're going to be doing a full flap landing and hopefully going to try and vacate at Bravo. If that's not possible, then I'm probably going to have to cut the stream short because I've got to do the school run sadly. But that would be the plan if not. Get off at Bravo and park up somewhere, then do a runner. Let's have a look then at the at the go-around. So the go-around is straight ahead on runway track and at 0.8 miles ILS DME, which is basically after passing the threshold from 0.5. We are going to make a right turn, maximum speed 185 knots, so that's going to be in flaps 1 minimum. Climbing track 130, and then what we do is we cross that 081 radius split, turn right to intercept, and then intercept the 180 radio to Jabo. Now all of that sounds very complicated, but it will be in the box. Again, that's the beauty of something like the Phoenix aircraft. all the go-around stuff is in there. There you are, you can see it, it's all in there. So it's worth just getting that in our heads in case we had to do it, you know. Call for the go-around flaps, rotate, and then make sure we've pitched up to a good angle, check the FMAs. Once that positive rate's been confirmed, we'll get the gear up and then beyond with the right hand turn. Now just also checking thrust reduction acceleration altitude for here would be at around 1,000 feet. So we can't continue straight out. We need to also take immediate action because we don't want to smack into the terrain at the end of the runway. So I think we're fully briefed on what we're doing. You know what we're doing. You know how I'm going to fly it. And can call me out if I differ from it. So there we are. Job done. And our top of descent is passed. So that's full speed. Alt cruise. Not alt cruise, sorry. I'm going to head down. I'll head down flight level 100. So thrust idle, open descent, 100 blue. So we've got selected speed there, which will hold at 300 knots. That'll get us back on profile because we're currently about 3,000 feet above it, but we'll catch that up, no problem. Although we have got a decent tailwind, so we definitely need to get down. Probably going to employ some speed brakes as well. Hello?
Sorry to bother you, Captain. I was just wondering if you'd like a drink.
No, thank you.
No problem. Do give me a call if you change your mind, though.
Don't think I'll have time for that, sadly. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed we've started our descent now into Split. We should be arriving in about 20 minutes or so. Dear God, I hope so. So if you can get yourself seated, seatbelt signs will be going on shortly. The cabin crew will start tidying up the aircraft, and I shall speak to you shortly. Thank you. So I'm just keeping an eye on our progress, see how we're doing with our deviation. We're at 3,500 feet, so what we're going to have to do is get some speed brakes out and perhaps wind that speed up just a little bit more. Particularly as I want to make that direct as well, so VS around 6,000 feet per minute, that'll be fine. Yeah, flying down this Croatian coastline just looks stunning. Lord Fenny official, good afternoon. Doji, what preferable? So I have the Thrustmaster TCA Captain's Pack, the Thrustmaster TPR pedals, I have the Mini FCU as well, and I have a McDo box as well. Back issue dogs dropped 2 balls at your desk and sat there with one in her mouth. There's an image there that is not relevant for a family YouTube channel. There we go, look at that, catching up on that profile quite nicely now. Doji, I do have a McDo as well. There is a video review of the one I'm using on the YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Right, put the spoilers away. I don't think we're going to need those anymore. Actually, we might do. VDEV's increasing, so let's get those spoilers back out and then we'll get back on profile. Hey, Pack Andrew, how's the first officer doing? Oh, the first officer would be doing fine if he hadn't lost his leg. He hasn't broken it, he's just really hurt it, apparently. So now he's limping around. God bless him. Steroid's still doing his job though, he's still happy. We just don't know how long for. So we've slowly come to terms with the fact that every day with him is a bit of a blessing. And I don't know if any of you have ever had a dog on steroids. But oh my god, he can eat. He can so eat. Far, far too much. Eats us out of house and home. He's worse than the kids. Hey Mads, good to see you. Right, that's fine. Speed brakes are away. We're keeping the high speed up. Let's get the seatbelt signs on. And I think now we're going to start concentrating on the approach. And yeah, I'm going to do this little direct.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has had the seatbelt signs on. Please take your seats. You must now remain seated until the signs are turned off. Thank you.
The strange thing is as well with the dog on steroids, they get like a boost of energy, which is fine, but my first officer hasn't got energy to burn. He's got to look after his red blood cells now. He doesn't make any more. Bless him. They've got the dog on steroids and told him he needs to sit down still and rest. Oh, that's not going to work, I'm afraid. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Right, slowing down now, 250 knots.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside.
Activate the approach phase, so that's done.
Armrest down and window blinds open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you.
Thank you.
The
I hope
toilets
you
are
enjoy
no
your
longer
drink.
in service.
Tell you what, just so we might get a couple of extra track miles, instead of doing the direct, let's go direct to Orkov now, and that should work for us. There, like that. So, we'll go direct Orkov. Split traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike is 13 miles to north of Orkov, inbound for the ILS runway 05. I'll set local pressure 993, and that's going to be 2,800 feet. So the cabin crew sounds come from self-loading cargo. Yeah. So that's 10,000 feet. Let's get our lights on. I can probably now use a bit of VS to assist with this. So there we go. We can see now we want to be 2,800 feet by the time we get to this waypoint here. I'm looking to level off here just a little bit before it because we do need to lose a little bit of speed. Let's do the approach checklist. So bar of QNH is 993, seatbelt signs are on, minimums 440, auto brake low, and EFB is stowed. Speed brake can come away because I think that's going to work nicely for us now. What temperature are we at? We are within the icing range. We've got a bit of cloud to fly through, so let's get those. Let's get the anti-ice on. we're doing time-wise? Got about 15 minutes. And we should be landing at about 10 according to the box. So let's see if that works out. India Sierra Tango is identified.
Split traffic
Done
Boeing
starting to set now.
10 miles north of Orkov for the ILS 05.
And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike is now approximately 12 miles then in front of you, so I think we've got good separation with you, Boeing. Okay, quick fuel check. We've got 2.9 tons. That's fine. If we had to go around and do it again, we'd be able to. Well, we would in terms of fuel, but not in terms of my time, sadly. Say winds are a bit light and variable. It's not the smoothest water down there, is it? So it might be a touch windy. See what it's like when we arrive. Hope the passengers aren't coming here expecting warm weather then. What was it, 10 degrees? Well, that's warmer than here, but even so. "24 miles out. So what we're going to do is just going to slow down the VS to 900 feet per minute. We'll push for managed speed now. Start slowing down to green dot and configuring. I think I just see the runway in sight actually. It's just there, look. Christian, the kids did not want to go to school on their birthday today. They've never done it before. It's their first year at school, so they've never had a birthday at school before. I think what's going to be more frustrating is that for my eldest this year, his birthday is on the last day of school before Christmas. His birthday is like 3 days before Christmas, and because of the way it's all fallen this year, he's never been to school on his birthday because it's always been the Christmas holidays. This year they break up on his birthday, so he's actually yeah, I'd said it. You'll probably only ever get this once again, sort of like every 6-7 years, but
Hi, Captain.
there it is.
The cabin is secured for landing.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Let me know when we need to be seated.
I can be seated now, thank you. We'll be landing in about 5 minutes.
No problem. All stations, landing position speed.
Right, so we'll go flaps 1, and speed's checked. Flaps 1. Normally I'd slow to 280, but I'm just going to reduce that to 180, sorry. I'm just going to go 190 for this, just to drop below VFE, and then keep that speed up just a little bit. Delta Tango, it's -10 where you are. Ouch. Glide slope, lock blue, cat 3, dual autopilot 1 and 2. Lock star. Split traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike established runway 05, 1313 mile final. How beautiful does that look? Not liking that 16 knot crosswind though. That can disappear. Hey Chris Morgan, didn't see you come to the chat, mate. Happy Tuesday. Glide slope's making its way down. And we're at about a 9 mile final. That really does look nice though, doesn't it? Okay. So, flaps 2. Speed 180. Should also say as well, if we do have to go around the go around, I will be flying with autopilot on in nav mode because it's a high workload go around, so no point doing it myself. Lord, quick outside view. I will give you a quick wing view if that's any good to you. Although the wing views look just actually don't look as for once they don't look as good as the actual approach view, do they? I think that looks much better. Okay, so I'm going to push for managed speed, gear down, spoilers, let's get our lights on, start configuring, flaps 3, speed's checked, flaps 3, 13 knot crosswind still, flaps full, landing checklist, cabin is secured, go around altitude is 5,000 feet set, and the ECAMO is landing on blue. That really does look gorgeous, doesn't it? Absolutely stunning. Love the harbour down there as well. Right, we're starting to get a bit of a tailwind now. Only slightly. Still more of a crosswind. Missed approach point is 0.5 miles out SDV as well. Doesn't matter which approach you do in split. It looks stunning. Awesome scenery as well, which I think is Orbex.
Split traffic, Boeing 17 Delta is currently 12 miles from the runway threshold for 05.
And we're literally about a mile away now.
100 above.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that. 3 reds.
Minimum.
Okay, continue. It is bouncing around a bit. I'll have to do a little bit of fighting. Whoa! Go around. Mantoga SRS going on track. Autopilot 1 engaged. Gear up. Thrust climb, open climb. Not sure what caused that, but we didn't want to land with it. Flaps 1. Sadly, I don't think I'm going to have time to do another approach. That approach looked... There was nothing sort of ringing any alarm bells there at all, and then just suddenly at the last minute, I wasn't happy at all with that. Okay. Pull heading. We're safe, we're VMC, we can see what we're doing. Heading 230. Cancel master caution. Oh, Ryanair, eat your heart out. Will I have time to attempt this again? I don't think I will. Alright, let me activate the approach fizz again. Okay, manage the speed. Flaps 1, that's fine. Might get a chance to quickly have another go. Not convinced though. Thrust idle over descent 280 blue. No, there's no reason why in real life we wouldn't just have another go here, because we're absolutely fine for fuel. And the only thing that that sort of ruined that approach was, well, pilot. Not sure. Yes, don't know what that was. That'll be one worth looking back and seeing soon. But as soon as the radar started calling out and the speed it did, it was pretty much right. We're going around, because that's not going to work. Or it might have done, but I mean, technically we did indeed touch down, but not how I would have liked to. We don't get a wind shear alert though, do we? That's a frustrating thing.
Split area traffic, Boeing 17 Delta vacated 05.
Let's see if we can do this again. Okay, we'll not do a direct to. What we'll do is I'll just wait for that glide slope to start to come up. We'll start to make the turn, and we'll have another go. If I can get down, I will then have to run, but we shall see. I'm literally clock watching now. I've got sort of 4 minutes before I have to leave. Glide slope, lock blue, cat 3 jewels, power 1, 2. So we'll do a short final, flaps 2, speeds checked, flaps 2. Let's have another go. We're visual, so I'm happy with the picture. I think Christian's just been doing some diagnosing. We lost almost 50 knots instantly, and the wind indicator came straight back, so wow. Okay, well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Split traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike is right base leg, 9 mile final, runway 05. I'm literally just winding the speed up here just because I need to be quick, not for any other reason than that. Glide slope, lock star, there we go. So guys, this is going to be one of those times I am going to literally just end the stream and have to run. So my apologies for that. Big thank you for watching. A huge shout out to all our channel members and to everybody as well who supported us on our stream today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to say my goodbyes now. Let's concentrate on trying to get back in, because then, yep, I'm absolutely going to run. Barra FQ&H 993, seatbelt signs are on, minimums 440, auto brake low, and EFB is stowed. Gear down, flaps 3, speed's checked. Guys, my wife is now going to pick the kids up. Right, let's concentrate on this properly then, because we can. My wife is picking the kids up. Incredible. Wish I'd known that earlier. But to be fair to her, she didn't know. Alright, landing checklist. We've gone flaps full. So, cabin is secured. Go around altitudes 5,000 feet. Ecam memo, landing no blue. Wife probably thought I'd forgot. As it touched down last time, what was the touchdown rate? I'm guessing it was something approaching 500 FPM. '81. 81. Maybe that's because I
100
started
above.
to pull up.
500.
Okay, stable.
Minimum.
Continue.
Fifty, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
God, that took forever for that front wheel to get down. I suppose the point of a screen. Manual brakes. Well, that was better. Right, let's spin her around.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care of opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Oh, well, maybe it was just the pressure of knowing we had to get it right first time to pick the kids up and it didn't work. Then the wife came, saved the day, and, well, it was easy after that. Christian says, your guess was we were at 50 feet when the new Matar and the sim changed it into a tailwind. I'll take that. Any excuse I can get, Christian. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the excitement, please do hit the like button before disappearing. I am going to have a look at that replay, though. I have now got time to have a look at the replay of that first landing. 7-4, self-loading cargo does all of the announcements. Yeah, the thing is, Dark, you can't use that in the real world. Oh yeah, the meta changed. So, my landing was shocking. Delta Tango, Mrs. Easyjet Sim Pilot is up for Dispatcher of the Year, yes. Oh, she can dispatch a whole host of things. Insults, plates, cups, other soft furnishings. She dispatches children wonderfully. Hey Wally, good to see you. Back here and enjoy trying to burn Jess's energy off. Thanks for being here. Otherwise, this is not Freeware Airport. No, this is I think it's Orbex's split airport, if I recall right. Right, so we are just going to dump this aircraft somewhere, and then I want to look at those replays. So yeah, we'll just pop it over here. A big thanks to Dark Fury for flying alongside us. can't believe how quickly it's just gone dark. You weren't there. What was the reason for the go around? We've been reliably informed it was wind shear. The wind just changed direction, and we'd lost. What was it, Christian? We said we lost about 15 knots just as we were coming over the threshold. Right, let's pop that there. Let's get off VATSIM. Thank you, Dark. Good to see you. So just disconnect off there. Let's get rid of self-loading cargo. They've had an awful journey, haven't they? So we're not bothered about them. So yes, let's have a look at that first landing, shall we?
Too low. Terrain. Terrain.
Here we go. So let's have a look at the first landing. And what I'm going to be very interested in is seeing sort of what happened. I don't know. The problem is on these replays, I don't know how reliable the instrumentation is. I don't think they're that reliable. So I'm not quite sure what's happening with regards to the, you know, the airspeed and such. That it might not be right, but I don't know. We can have a quick look, see what happens. Of course, we can't rely on the winds because this is the winds as it is live now in the sim. So, I guess we'll see. I mean, the approach here at this point doesn't look to be too much wrong with it. Yeah, we get 3 reds there, but the picture's still okay. You can see we're pretty much on it. Sort of 500 FPM. So, not too much wrong with it at this stage. Just drops down a bit there, 800. 700, which is about right at this stage. Just getting ready to go for the flare. And then what happens to the
40,
speed?
30, 20, restart.
Yeah, I don't know if you can witness anything from outside a little bit more. Let me just turn it to daylight. Oh, the sun's just set, hasn't it? Let's just rewind that back a bit. It's looking all good there. There. Something did happen, didn't it? You did just see the rate start to drop. There. Yes. Oh well. Thankfully, the second approach looked much neater. And I think it looks even better from this view. Delta Tango, yeah, it's almost like the lift just disappeared right over the runway, which is, I suppose, a wind shear kind of thing, because there was no excessive input from myself, apart from the big pull on the stick to go and rotate again. But yes, I shall definitely go back and watch, see what was happening in sort of in real life, video on demand. We'll go back and look at that in a little bit. But a huge thanks to my wife for picking the kids up, saving the day a little bit there. It meant we could delve into this just for a few more minutes afterwards and not rush quite so much. Of course, in the real world, you don't have these problems. You're not thinking about having to pick up the kids because that's not going to be your job when you're 2,000 miles away from them. plus 51. Is that because the runway has a bit of an upslope? Who knows? Well, I can now say to you all properly, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I am going to leave you with a replay of the better landing, the second attempt. A massive thanks, as always, to our Easyjet SimPilot channel members. Huge thanks, and so kind of all of you to support us as you do. To everyone else as well who has supported us during our stream today, a massive thank you. I'm now going to leave you with this replay and go and enjoy the girls and the rest of their birthday, because they'll be home very soon. So thank you once again, everyone, and I look forward to seeing all of you on our next live stream, which of course I will advertise on our Discord server when that will be. Thanks so much, guys. Looking forward already to the next one. Bye bye.